Two grumpy people.
Top 10 list.
Yes, there are 10 items.
Lists with
exactly 10
items. Today's list is dumb things people have tried to bring into Disney parks.
Great. Yay! Because we were talking about some of the things that you aren't supposed to bring, like the big coolers. And all of those are kind of common sense, and you would think, okay, yeah, that's, good to know information. But then some of the things that are listed that you're not supposed to bring make you go...
People tried to bring that in?
Okay, yeah, you know that they wouldn't have a rule if there wasn't, it's like those things where it says, don't use the hairdryer in a shower, and they wouldn't put that warning on there if some idiot hadn't tried to use it in the shower. Well, there are some really crazy Disney rules that kind of made me go, why would you do that in the first place? So we checked, and sure enough, people have actually tried to bring some really crazy stuff into the park. So,
with that in mind,
guns. If you're not a cop, why are you taking a gun to Disney World?
Zombie apocalypse.
Maybe they're gonna hunt the country bear and just
bring your rifle.
We heard there's some bears in here.
Heard you got Heard you got a critter problem over there in Splash Mountain.
We heard about them critters.
Yeah. Maybe they're worried the pirates will actually revolt.
Maybe they're gonna kill the goat on the Big Thunder Mountain. There's a goat. We seen him. We're hungry. We're gonna take care of that goat problem right now.
They were a little worried when they heard about Emperor Zurg.
Maybe then they were like, Everest, there's a monster on that thing. Can't be too careful. Of all the places in all the world that I would think that I just really would never have a use for a gun. Okay.
Keeping that in mind, you probably shouldn't bring in realistic toy weapons either.
Yeah, it's actually listed on the site. So I was thinking, have people actually tried this? And apparently, yeah. In fact, this guy got arrested, apparently.
Yep.
Because when they tried to take it off of him, he said he had Second Amendment rights. I know my rights to carry toys. Why do I always do it in that voice like it's some hillbilly? It could have been some Chicago gangster. I don't know. And then people say, well, it's a toy, so I should get to bring it in. But if it looks like a real gun, you're gonna freak people out. You're gonna cause panic. And that is not a good thing.
Widespread total chaos.
And the Disney, the security people in the park don't have weapons. Now they used to be that their police that was at the station there on Disney property didn't carry guns, but ever since 911 they do. But that's the cops. But the Disney security people do not carry guns. They carry radios. Okay, the problem with the realistic toy weapon, the reason why people normally would be trying to bring a realistic toy weapon in would be like the swords for the pirates. Really, I wouldn't bring even a toy that wasn't particularly realistic, a toy weapon. If it's a ray gun, you're probably safe because Emperor Zurg's not real. But I wouldn't go with any kind of toy gun other than something like that. But see, like a lot of my friends, when you say realistic toy weapon, they'll come in there with like a black AK-47 and it's like perfect almost to the last detail, and they'll say, but it's not really realistic because see, it uses the wrong kind of ammo.
See, but to any normal person,
these are my friends. They're different.
They know their weapons. That's the difference.
But what you have to think is not what's realistic, realistic, but what someone who knows nothing about guns, if they just glance up and they saw you walking with that in your hand,
they know it's a gun.
Are they likely to have flashbacks to 911 or to the London bombing or something and duck and cover? If you're going to make people panic, then that's probably not good.
But keeping along the lines, so no explosives.
People in crowded places.
Why do you need a boom boom? Why do you need to make a boom in parks?
So, but there was, how long ago was it now? A month or two, that one of the cast members actually ended up getting in trouble because he set 2 explosives.
Oh yeah, that's right, in the middle of Mickey's Toontown in Disneyland.
Apparently, one of them started to smoke, and so he threw it in a trash can to get rid of it.
It's a great plan, by the way.
And
fire department had to be called, and the bomb squad
scared people. And he's really very lucky that it wasn't in a more crowded area or something, because it might have caused a panic and somebody might have gotten really seriously hurt. They were just little minor smoke bombs, like things that you can make out of common household chemicals. The thing is, you're not supposed to bring any kind of chemicals into the park, and particularly not ones that you can mix together to make booms or smoke or anything like that.
No Pepto, no Mentos and Coke.
Yeah, you could. That's probably one of the ones that you could get away with bringing. No MRE bombs, that. No Drano bombs,
nothing that makes big boom.
No bleach, no ammonia. Come on.
Why do you need those?
Apparently,
unless you're making a
over the years, they have confiscated everything up to a hand grenade. Yes, people do try to bring explosives into the park. I don't know why. They're going to find them because they search now. But if they don't find them and you actually manage to set your little stupid bomb up, they are going to investigate, and federal officials are going to get involved. And these days, people take that much more seriously than they used to. So
Disney's pretty good about it.
If you don't want to be on the FBI's most wanted list and
never be allowed in the parks again.
Fly, you never get to fly on an airplane again, and don't do that. So no explosives. Next, drugs. They don't actually search for drugs. And the little guys out in front who are searching your bags are not looking for drugs. That
more
said,
intimately than
it is
Disney
against the rules to bring drugs into the park. Period. They may not be specifically searching for them, but you're not supposed to have them. There's no reason to have them. They're very dangerous to have in the park. It's not an appropriate place to be getting high. You really, really, really feel the need to get high, go back to your hotel room. Do it in privacy. And you could get busted.
That being said,
alcohol. Yes, they do serve it now in some places in Disney parks, which is...
And it's getting more and more popular.
Pet peeves. I really hate it. But that's legal. It's allowed. It's not against the rules. However, they do confiscate it in an extraordinary amount of alcohol. They do not arrest people for it. Obviously, it's illegal to have. It's just illegal to bring... Not illegal. It's against their rules to bring it in their park. So they will confiscate it, or they'll ask you to take it back to your hotel. So you can either leave it with the little guy doing the searching. Oh, don't really want it that bad. Oops, forgot that bottle of airport, the little bottles they give you on the airplane. Oh, I forgot that was in my purse. Just leave it there. Or you can take it back to your hotel and leave it and come back. But that's a waste of time, so don't do that. And if they see you walking around the park, sipping your own, probably going to escort you politely somewhere where you can dispose of it. It's the most likely. And if they do bust you, don't fight it. That's just so not worth it. I mean, all the money you spend to go to the park. Merchandise to sell. I mean, that's pretty nervy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which surprises me, though, that people have over the years done. They used to do it a lot more than they do now, apparently. Like when Walt first opened the park, he had, apparently, quite a large problem with this. Who are these people who go into his park to sell merchandise to his customers? But they still do it occasionally. T-shirts, they've got... What else have you heard of? I think T-shirts is the big one. Or tickets.
Fast passes.
Fast passes. Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Scalping fast passes. That's the dumbest thing ever.
If they catch you going in there with forged or fraudulent tickets or fast passes,
you got some problems.
They're going to prosecute you. Most of the time, if you just show up with merchandise you're trying to sell, they won't let you go in the park with it. They'll turn you around. And if they catch you selling it, they will probably escort you off the property and take your name and your photo and make sure that you don't come back. So if you really never want to get to have the Disney vacation, that's a good way to annoy the heck out of them. They are there to make money after all, and it's dishonest because people are going to think that it's legitimate official Disney merchandise. It's not. This one made me laugh. Like when I first read it, I was like, live animals. Okay, they mean like, your pet dog or something. People might try to take. There's a guy arrested with 2 weasels in his pants.
He had weasels in his pants. He had other problems.
He had weasels in his pants. I don't know if he was actually arrested, but there was a police report filed. It was in the paper. Seriously, guy. Weasels. I don't know if they were weasels. I said weasels, but I don't know if they were actually weasels. They were some kind of animal he had in his pants.
Squirrels in his pants.
Small animal in his pants. Small animals in their pants. Who are these people? You're not allowed to bring live animals into Disney parks at all. Okay. The only animals, service animals, exactly. Your seeing eye dog or your, alert dog if you have like certain medical conditions that.
And we don't mean a dog that keeps you comfy or a dog that can fit in your purse.
If it's a dog for like a mental health reason, they're gonna ask you to prove that. Because a lot of people just go, "Yeah, I need him for my comfort." Do you have a prescription? Is this a dog that's been trained by an official agency, or you just? My dog brings me comfort too, but it doesn't count.
My dog's a little too big to take to the parks.
I would not dare take either of our dogs. Jake would be howling, and Puppy would be jumping all over everyone. There's no way we couldn't do that. Unticketed guests. There's like. I think it's usually like teenagers doing it or young adults where they try to do things like one person will use the ticket and then they'll go around to a part of like the fence line or something, pass it through to the other person, and then he tries to come through, which doesn't work as well these days with the electronic systems. Because your name and everything is a tie to, so they're going to know that you already came through but you didn't go back out.
Well,
they might not
know you didn't go out, but they now scan your fingerprint, which isn't going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same. Yeah, that's true. But what about with the new electronical band thingies?
I'm not sure how they do the My Magic Plus band.
Yeah. But anyways, it's against the rules, and it's one of the big things that they've caught people doing. And if they catch you doing it, again, they take your name and your photograph, and they don't let you back in. What are some of the other ways that they try to sneak fun ticket people in?
Hopping the fence.
Oh, yes. They've actually tried climbing over the fence. Sometimes they actually succeed.
Walking the train tracks.
That's a really dumb way to do it. One of the more dangerous ways I heard about was the guy who tried following the monorail track.
Yeah, because you can't just hop off of that if there's a train coming.
And they're electrifying. And you can't just jump off them. In some parts, they're really high. So if you did jump off, even if you lived, you would probably break a leg. And if you get caught, you could get arrested for trespassing and get charged. Or they could just take your picture and your name and ban you potentially for life.
And here comes a funny one. The head of the former Soviet Union.
I like this one. This
Not
one
really a dumb one, to be honest.
He is, I think, the only person who has ever been banned from coming in the park at all. He actually wanted to come when he was visiting the United States. It's kind of a well-known fact. Through his government agency, he requested, and they said no. He didn't actually try to sneak in, though.
No.
That would have been awesome. Since then, other Soviets, high-ranking Soviets, have, in fact.
Maybe we should try again.
Do you think the new guy, Putin? Putin. Do you think Putin would? I could see him at Disney, but he'd get thrown out for taking his shirt off.
You'd have to go to the water parks. It's your way of getting around it. If you're someone who can't stand having a shirt on, just go to the water park. You'll be okay.
I don't think he'd be happy at Disney. It would be awesome if he came during Gay Pride Week. I don't think he's ever going to come to Disney. I'm crazy. Okay, so was that our last one? Oh no. Oh yes, this one. Okay. I had to save this one for last because it is a subject of many, many, many rumors on the internet. Officially, Disney denies that there have ever been any human remains spread in the parks. Some newspapers have reported that they actually were. So we don't know if they were or not. We do know that it's against the rules. We do know it's against the law as well in Florida because you can't spread human remains just anywhere. It has to be an official location where you're allowed to spread them. You have to have permission and stuff. So you can't spread them in the parks. It's considered a health violation. However, does that mean that no one has ever done it?
Of course not.
Of course not. And some of the sites claim that Disney has a special cleaning crew that comes through and cleans them whenever it happens. And there have been several reported incidents where someone was caught spreading something like a powder or something. So, it's kind of like, well, we don't really know if they were doing it or not.
They were.
The most popular, probably at least one occasion they were. I'd be willing to bet. The most popular location for doing it has been the Haunted Mansion. That's the one you hear about the most. They've also tried it at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's the one I would think of.
The fountain and the lake in Epcot, the Waters of America. has been a popular one. Old Man River, Echo Lake. So who knows where next you'll hear about it being attempted. But officially, according to Disney, no one has successfully done it yet.
Unofficially,
who knows?
Hundreds.
But we do know it's against the rules, so don't do it.
And the law. So
someone actually had written into to Disboards, I think it was one of them, actually saying that their relative had requested to have their ashes spread at the kingdoms, and they were asking, how could they go about doing that, and they were told, sorry, that's not allowed. So obviously there are people out there who want to do it, and knowing what we know about human nature, someone's either tried it or will try. I just think that one's particular. I guess, actually, if you were going to have your remains spread anywhere, I'd rather have them spread at Disney than anywhere else, I guess. So that was our Two Grumpy People's 10 list of crazy things people have tried to take into the parks. And stay tuned next time when we'll probably talk about something else.
Click here to subscribe.
don't bother me.
You know you wanna.
What are you doing?
Come on, click it!
I'm not gonna help you.
Click it!
You're wasting your time.
Why are you being stubborn?
Click the other one.
I'm not stopping until you click.
You're kind of special, aren't you?
Click, click, clickety click.
You're why the aliens don't visit us anymore.
Am I annoying you?
You're starting to tick me off.
Click, 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 click,
So
click,
glad
click,
it's
click,
almost
click.
over.